What's going on, Shady people? Shady Penguin here, welcome you back to another UCL prep video. It is Friday, and you know what that means. We are prepping for our next battle in the UCL. Unfortunately, last week we did have a pretty rough loss. And I know a lot of you guys got on me about that. I want to really quickly touch base on a couple things. First of all, if you're excited, please be sure to show some Shady love. That thumbs down below to support your New York Mankeys, who are trying to make a comeback this week against the NewCastle Nidokings. Now, first of all, Kristen played perfectly. Kristen played well. She played excellently. There's no reason to minimize her win at all. She's a good battler. She may have had a rough start. We had a great start, and now look, it's swapped. She's a great battler. I really am disappointed to see all the hate on her. It's really frustrating considering this is a casual competitive league. It's frustrating as well. I wanted to let you guys know that. Secondly, I know I played terribly. After this battle, immediately following, I actually spent some time talking to Joey PokeaimMD, and you guys can see my team is already built. My team is already built. It is there. And we basically spent about an hour and a half, maybe a little bit longer, kind of just discussing the battle, what I did wrong during the battle against Kristen. He helped me see the error of my ways, and we built this team together. I told him how I wanted to win, and now we have this team here. Actually, I think this might be the incorrect team. I'm planning for a lot of my battles, because I have to battle ahead of time, unfortunately, because of going away. But I believe this is my team. Is this my team? This is my team. Is this my team? Shoot. This is my team. Yes, it is. All right, awesome. So this is my team, team number 48. Where are you, team number 48? There we go. So this is the team I'm going to be bringing against NewCastle Nidokings. I do apologize. I actually am going to be having, the team that I just showed is my team for Luke, but I will already battled him by the time this video goes live, so don't worry about it. He's not going to be able to have any advantage. Neither will Patters. We always upload these after we've had our battle. So this is my team for against Patters. I sat with Joey for like 2 hours, hour and a half, 2 hours, and we prepped this team together. I told him how I wanted to win. I wanted to win with Agility Mew. So Agility Mew is my win condition. I decided that I wanted to run this. I'm sorry, not Agility, Nasty Plot. I wanted to run Nasty Plot Mew because, really quickly, this is the team that Patters has available to him. He's got Venusaur, Slowbro, Staraptor, Arcanine, Nidoqueen, Haxorus, Scrafty, Sigglyph, Magneton, Lilligant, Mismagius, and Armaldo. So, out of those Pokemon, as for the Pokemon on our team, I know I'm doing this all out of order. I do apologize. I'm a little bit all over the place today. I'm kind of getting stressed out about our trip and the UCL. So we have Landorus T, Mew, Pinsir, Mega Pinsir, of course, Milotic, Infernape, Blissey, Jolteon, Skuntank, Shiftry, Gramble, Girder, and Regirock. Those are our potential teams. So looking at Patters' team, the NewCastle Nidokings, I decided that I wanted to go with Mew because Mew can really do a lot of damage to my opponent's team. It one-shots Nidoqueen after a Nasty Plot. Even if it's defensive. Thunderbolt hits Sigglyph. Basically, Mew can take care of everything. Patters has one of arguably the best cores in the league, Mega Venusaur and Slowbro. That is a ridiculous core to have, absolutely nuts. I mean, Venusaur has 2 weaknesses, Slowbro resists one of them, and then of course you just have to plan for a flying type, which of course, you guys are probably wondering why I didn't bring Mega Pinsir, but I will get to that. I basically didn't want to bring Mega Pinsir because he has Staraptor, he has Arcanine, which can either Will-O-Wisp it or do anything it really wants to do. Of course, I outspeed that thing, but it was risky business. A lot of things on his team learn Will-O-Wisp. Sigglyph can go ahead and just shift things off to me, can just Will-O-Wisp me, basically give me a burn for free, guaranteed. Mismagius can Will-O-Wisp, although it does get outsped by Mega Pinsir, I believe. But after Joey and I talked, we kind of decided that Mega Pinsir was not the way to go. Instead, we're going with Nasty Plot Mew, because at +2, Nasty Plot Mew one-shots and outspeeds Venusaur, one-shots and outspeeds Slowbro after Stealth Rocks. It doesn't outspeed Staraptor, so we had to plan for that. It one-shots and outspeeds Arcanine, same thing with Nidoqueen, same thing with Haxorus, same thing with Scrafty. Even with Assault Vest, once our sphere is at +2, I believe it one-shots. That's actually maybe not. We had to plan for that otherwise. We had to have a check for Scrafty because Scrafty was a huge threat for me. Sigglyph, one-shots. Magneton, it doesn't one-shot if he's Eviolite. It might actually after a Nasty Plot, I believe it does. Basically, Mew hurts everything. So the plan was to switch Mew on, and who is our setup fodder, as Joey kind of explained to me. We can set up on either Venusaur or Slowbro because we threaten both of those things and they don't really threaten us. So the idea is to switch Mew in on one of these 2 Pokemon, set up a Nasty Plot, and win. However, the biggest threat to our Mew is, of course, our opponent's Mismagius. So we have to make sure we get rid of things. We got to make sure we have something that can handle that. So we decided, I'm going a little out of order, but I wanted to explain it the way that we built it. Right away, we knew we had to bring Skuntank. I wanted a Defogger, and Skuntank goes ahead and it can Pursuit Trap the Gosh darn Mismagius. So that's the plan. Switch this thing in on Mismagius, pursue it, get it out of the way, then proceed to set up with Mew. Of course, I'm also packing Sucker Punch and Crunch. Kind of weird to do triple Dark Set, but Poison type really didn't do much for us. Even if he brought the Lilligant, it didn't matter too much because Lilligant can't do anything to Skun Tank at all. This is especially defensive. You guys can see max 244 attack and 252 special defense with 12 HP. Joey kind of definitely helped me out with this EV spread. This is what he suggested. Black Sludge, Aftermath, all good stuff to have. So, Skunting is there to get rid of the Mismagius, which stops our win condition. The other thing that we needed was something to kind of really absorb hits, considering, like I said, he has Venusaur, he has Slowbro, which are both specially offensive. He's got Nidoqueen, which can be specially defensive. Magneton, our Mismagius, so we're bringing the Blissey. Now, unfortunately, Blissey does get a little bit walled by Mismagius because my only offensive move is Seismic Toss. However, we can create momentum by setting up Stealth Rocks and passing off a Wish, and Soft Boiled is there for when it needs to be in a clinch. In a clinch? I don't know if that's a word. Basically, for when we need it. We're kind of debating between Thunder Wave, getting Thunder Wave on there somehow, which I think could be nice, but hopefully this set pans out for me. I'm really hoping having to wish some damage off, heal, recover someone else on the team. I really think that could be useful. The next Pokemon, of course, we have our Special Wall. Now, we needed something to take physical hits, and especially that Staraptor is super scary. Choice Scarf Staraptor, it one-shots Mew with U-turn, I believe. If not one-shots, it does a butt ton of damage. So I need to get rid of Staraptor and Mismagius before my Mew can do things. So we have a Rocky Helmet Landers. It has the Intimidate, Impish, max defense, 244 HP, and 12 speed. Well, you can see, I know, a really weird moveset on there. U-turn, Earthquake, Knockoff, and then Rest. Rest might seem weird to you, but once again, keeping my walls healthy will be really nice, especially after last week or Christian. I let my walls fall way too early, so the idea is to kind of keep them as healthy as possible or to take advantage of their moves. U-turn is initiative. I'm slow, so I can get my Mew in. Really good situation would be if I can U-turn on a Slowbro with Mismagius and Staraptor already gone, and then get my Mew in, set up a Nasty Plot. So hopefully that's what happens. I'm really hoping that's what happens because I think that Nasty Plot Mew can sweep his entire team, barring those two Pokemon. It outspeeds everything else, one-shots everything else. I'm really hoping, I feel like I'm confident. Last week I played very abysmally, and I really want to prove to you guys that I can learn. At the very least, even if I lose tomorrow, I just want to make sure that I learn from my mistakes that I make tomorrow. I want to make sure that I can grow as a player. Even if I'm not winning every game, I want to grow every game. So that way, in our next game, we can actually go ahead and possibly win. So we have this here. Now, of course, with Rest, you might be thinking that's kind of weird. But Grambo over here, Lagoer is packing the Heal Bell. So Rest, Heal Bell, there we go. We have an Awoken Landers. And of course, this Grambo is very important. It checks the Haxorus, it checks the Scrafty. It has Intimidate, it hits hard. It also has Super Fang for things like Slowbro and Venusaur. Another really big problem with Patters' core, like for me, is that both those Pokemon can set up. Both of them can. Slowbro has access to Calm Mind, and they both have reliable recovery in Synthesis and Slack Off. So it's crazy. Arcanine has recovery in Morning Sun. Sigilyph gets Roost. There's so much going on this team. As for the 6 really quick that I think he's going to bring, I personally think he's going to be bringing Venusaur, Slowbro, Staraptor. I definitely think Haxorus is coming because he did so much work with it last week. And then I'm kind of torn. I kind of do think Nidoqueen, Arcanine. But at the same time, then he doesn't have a spinner, so Armaldo needs to come. So I think, and Mismagius needs to come because I have Mew. Wow. All right, I'm not really sure what 6 he's gonna bring. I'm really confident that he's gonna bring Venusaur, Slowbro, and Staraptor. Maybe he'll leave the Staraptor at home, but I don't think so. It's so good. It hits so hard. But then again, Rocks. Oh yeah, because he'd have to bring Staraptor and Armaldo. And then try to bring Arcanine to another Pokemon weak set. So maybe he's gonna leave Staraptor or Arcanine at home. He's gonna leave one of those two at home and bring Armaldo instead. But then I think that Nidoqueen Haxorus is a pretty safe. Oh no, he has to bring Mismagius. Mismagius is gonna fit in there somewhere as well. So those are the 6 that I think he's gonna bring. So I'm planning for those. Super Fang can take care of Slowbro and Venusaur. Even if they set up, it cuts it in half and we can EQ and it'll be fun. Play Rough also hits like a truck on the Slowbro. We have leftovers for recovery, Intimidating, so we can switch into his physically offensive mods. Now, I wanted to go ahead and our last Pokemon to fill in the slot is gonna be Jolteon. Basically for powerful, he has no ground types, I believe. But Nidoqueen is the only ground type. So since Mew can get rid of Nidoqueen very easily, or at the very least starting it out, Nidoqueen's another Pokemon that Mew can kind of set up on. Definitely is another setup target. I have to keep that in mind. If we do see the Nidoqueen, we can set up on that as well. That would be really awesome. So If he doesn't bring the Nidoqueen or we get rid of it, we can Volt Switch Choice Specs for free, get a lot of damage off. We're running Thunderbolt and Hidden Power Ice, and then we're actually running Thunder Wave for in a clinch. If we need to paralyze that Haxorus, if it's Jolteon versus Haxorus, and we can get a Thunder Wave off and paralyze that and make sure that we still outspeed it, because that thing is obviously a threat. Dragon Dance, very, very common set. Of course, so is Lum, so it'll be a little bit of a risk going for the Thunder Wave. But who knows? We're going to see what happens in this battle. I feel like we have a pretty good matchup, unless I make some really stupid plays, which of course is possible because of the pressure and me trying to learn how to battle. After sitting down with Joey, I have to realize that like I'm taking in this whole new view of battling and I'm trying to apply it immediately to the next match. And that might not happen. I might take a loss or 2 or 3 before I learn how to think of battling differently. However, I do promise that by the end of the season, there will be a huge evolution in my battling style. That is my goal. I'm really sorry. I know we've lost a couple games now, and it's kind of frustrating for me because I really want to do good for you guys, but I need to remember that this is about having fun. It's a casual competitive league, and I want to evolve as a player throughout this, and I really want to take the time to thank Joey Pokeaim. His link is in the description. He really sat down, and he really sees potential in me. I don't know why, I don't know what it is, but he says that he thinks that I'm a really good battler, and I just have to kind of push through this little door that's blocking me right now. Once I get that mental block out of the way, he says I'll reach new heights. But that's what he says. I don't know. Seriously, thank you so much, man. You've always been awesome, even though we've only recently just started talking more and more. You're such a good guy. You deserve everything you have and more. But this is our team, New York Mankeys, coming through for these 6. Hopefully we can snag a win against the NewCastle Nidokings. If you guys enjoyed, please be sure to show some shady love. That thumbs down below. I know it wasn't the regular team building, but I did sit down with Joey because I want to try to win for you guys. I really want to try to win, and he offered his help. And I took it. So thank you so much, man. I don't want to pretend like I did this by myself. I'm going to get the heck out of here. Have yourselves a good day. But above all else, keep it shady.